the poster child for the underachiever. Now, I know you may think I've done a lot of things, but from the standpoint of being a young student in the world, I was an underachiever. I fell into becoming an actor, even though I'm sure all of you think that it was just sort of the family business. It really was an accident, and I have followed it accidentally. I have no training. I have zero training. And everything I've ever been asked to do, I have just done. Including hanging out of a helicopter, which you don't actually train for. There is no school you can actually go to learn how to do that. You actually hang on really tight and pray that the guy who put your safety harness on knows what he's doing. Some of you may or may not know I write books for children, which is my single greatest thing. Thank you. Again, how did someone like me end up writing books for children? And it literally happened like this. I had a 4-year-old daughter. Her name is Annie. She's now 24. And she was in her room, and she came into my room the way 4-year-olds do, and she went like this. When I was little, I used a potty. I wore diapers, but now I know how to use a potty. I was sitting in my office. I told you I got 840 combined. I never thought I'd write a book. I was not designed to write a book. And I wrote on a piece of paper, when I was little, a 4-year-old's memoir of her youth. Thank you. Good night. Made me laugh. Made me laugh, made me laugh. And I ended up writing a list of things that a 4-year-old couldn't do, and now they can. And at the end, I wrote 3 things that made me cry. I wrote, when I was little, I didn't know what a family was. When I was little, I didn't know what dreams were. When I was little, I didn't know who I was. And now I do. And it turned out to be a book. And I didn't realize it was a book until I'd finished it. And that became the first book I wrote. It was called When I Was Little, a 4-year-old's memoir of her youth. And it began a career for me that I never expected to have. And I've written 10 books now. And that is shocking, simply because I don't plan them. They show up out of the blue. They show up out of the blue. When my little boy was 7 years old, he came home one day from school, very upset, and he said to me, "Is there really a human race?" And I realized that he had gotten the idea that the human race was a race. And that I, as his loving mother, had forgotten to mention it. And I felt terrible. I felt like the worst mother in the world. Because I had raised this child in a competitive world that I hadn't prepared him for. And so, like any good mother, I went inside and wrote a book. And it is a book asking that question. Of course, it's all done in the spirit of a race. You know, do I get a coach? Do I practice and train? Do I race in the snow? Do I race in the rain? I mean, it's all about if I get off track and take the wrong turn, do I make my way back from mistakes? Do I learn? And you get where it's going. It's a race. And of course, it builds in intensity. And it ends up where the little boy is saying, basically, why are we we doing this million-yard dash? If we don't help each other, we're all going to crash. And he imagines this world crashing. And then the mother, sorry dads, the mom, steps in and talks to the little boy. And I'm going to conclude my remarks with what she says to him, because I say it to you, and I say it with love to you, because it is, I believe, what it is that you are doing every day, doing this great work. The mommy looks at the little boy, and she says, sometimes it's better not to go fast. There are beautiful sights to be seen when you're last. Shouldn't it be that you just try your best, and that's more important than beating the rest? Shouldn't it be looking back at the end that you judge your own race by the help that you lend? So, take what's inside you and make big, bold choices. And for those who can't speak for themselves, use bold voices and make friends and love well and bring art to this place and make the world better for the whole human race. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for having me. That's his wife, front row, Fuchsia. And she just gave me a double thumbs up.
Before you leave the stage today, I have a special acknowledgement for you.
Qu'est-ce que c'est ça?
See, in 1985, Kiwanis established a World Service Medal to recognize men and women who devote a significant part of their lives to meeting the needs of others. Past honorees have included Mother Teresa, who ministered to the sick, the orphan, and the dying children of the world. Rosalind Carter, for her work with every child by two. And Audra Hepburn, for her work with the United Nations Children Fund. Jamie Lee Curtis has been actively involved, connected to many children's charities, including Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh and Children's Hospitals of Los Angeles. She also is the official spokesperson for the Children Affected by AIDS Foundation and serves as their executive director, advisory board. For all of her work, improving the lives of children, I am honored to present the 2011 World Service Medal to Jamie Lee Curtis. I'd like to ask President-designate Alan Penn to come to the stage and help me with another very important presentation. Together, we would like to present Jamie Lee with this Kiwanis pen, as she has accepted invitation to join our organization. Because you have been part in my hearts, and I know in the hearts of all my Kiwanis, and because you have just joined the greatest service organization in the world, I heard you say "we" in my speech, and now it really is "we." I would like for you to have my presidential Kiwanis light.
July 6th was my mother's birthday. And my mother was a beautiful human being. And she did beautiful work in her life. That nothing in my life that I've ever been a part of would have made her prouder than this right here, right now. Nothing. Really in honor of her. And of Betty Ford and the thousands of my fellow Kiwanians.